What is up, you guys? So I have just completed my first week in the trading simulator, and heads up, it didn't go too well. No, not at all. So I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of everything that went good and everything that went bad, and the bad list is much bigger than the good list. Right off the bat, it's a lot to take in at first. You know, everything's moving. If you're in a trading lounge, trading chat room, or whatever the case is, people are always posting up stocks as the day starts, and you're trying to focus on the ones you have, and they're like, oh, this one's running. You're like, oh, is it? You check it out, and I did that so much. I realized that you need to have a plan and just stick with it. Now, I made a plan every day. My day started off with waking up, got some oatmeal, some breakfast, and then I'd come to the computer, I'd go on FinViz, I'd play with the scanners I made and see, what stocks look like they have potential. I'd write a list down. I probably had about 10 in my list all the time, or every day. I would also double check with the chat rooms list, because they give you a list too, and compare. Occasionally I'd have the same one, maybe like 2 or 3 times that happened, where I picked the same stock that they picked. Well, that's a good sign. But overall, I learned that right at the open, in the first 30 minutes, the chat room it does more negative effects than it does positive. Because you're trying to make a plan, find a stock, wait for the setup to happen, and then follow through. While you're getting all these notifications like, this one's running, oh, this one just slammed down, or this one's swiping right up, it's insane. And you're like, wow, I want to see this action. And then you look at it, you're like, wow, that's awesome. And then in that time, you missed the action on your stock. So it's a lot of back and forth. It's not good. I'm going to try and brush all that out next week, where I am not looking at the chat room for the first 30 minutes. I'm going to stick to my stocks, right? Because later on I end up missing those opportunities because I see new opportunities come up and I already missed those. Just going through my actual trading, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to show you guys the actual chart. So here is this week's performance. First week, I was up the first day, and I was like, wow, this is easy. Not at all. Up 0.69%, down 2.3, down 0.4, down 2.1, down 0.4. Now, I'm using a simple average method, so I'm not compounding the losses every day. So every day starts out with $5,000 as your start. So all of these are referenced to $5,000 every day. So as you can see, this averages out to, I think it was 5 point something percent down, 4 points. It was around 4 point something percent down on the week. Yeah, so like you could see, I was down 4.5% on the week, which is not good. And if you're starting with $5,000, that's roughly $220-ish, $225. So not doing great. That's the first week. I don't expect to do good. I'm going to go through some of the things that went wrong. First thing, buying no setup at all. I felt like I was just buying a stock to buy a stock, just to see something. I realized how boring it actually is. Guys, it is so boring. You just sit there and you're watching, oh, it's red, it's green, it's red, it's green. Oh, hey, it's moving. It's so boring, because a lot of my trades I've been trying to take happen at 11, 12 o'clock, and it's hours. You gotta wait hours. But yeah, I was trading for the sole purpose of trading a stock. There was no setup involved. I'm like, hey, this looks promising. Boom. Nothing like what I wrote down. That's not good. The next thing was my plan kept changing, which I don't think is a bad thing, but I didn't have any reasoning for it. I was just changing, they mentioned this stock, I'm going to go with this one. And I scratched the first one I had. Not to mention, the plans I was making for these stocks were always wrong. They were just all wrong. I would come up with 5 or 6 stocks and have a good plan for it, and I felt like they were strong plans. Not even close to what happens. I'm like, oh, all of these are going to go up to this price point and then drip. They all went down. It's completely opposite of what I did. I was really off with my plans. I don't know how to fix that. I think that comes with time. I don't have enough experience with the stocks to know how to make a proper plan. So that's something I got to work on. But another one was I was looking at too many stocks. I had 5 on my screen at one time, and then I would have 5 more on my list. So I'm like, let's switch to these 5, and let's check out the ones that they're mentioning in the group chat. So I got to narrow it down to a good 5 or 6 total, not 10 plus or whatever the group chat's mentioning. Just stick to a certain amount of stocks, because they will have some pattern or opportunity come up that you're going to miss if you keep looking at different stocks. And that's what kept happening. Another big one is I focused too much on the dollar. the dollar amount, the money. What was I up? Was I down? How much was I making? That was a huge issue. I felt like I kept looking at the dollar amount. There's a dollar amount value that says how much you have unrealized and realized, which is like your already captured profits and your waiting to be captured profits. So I would just base on that number. And then, like, it occurred to me later, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to make money in a paper account. So let me rephrase that. The dollar amount does matter, but I'm here to learn setups and how to trade a certain setup. So that's what I'm trying to focus on. I'm too money focused right now. It's stupid. So I'm trying to forget the dollar amount. Learn the setup, worry about the dollar amount later because it's paper money. I can brag about making paper money all day, but I have nothing to show for it because it's paper money. Overall, rough first week. So that was all the bad that happened, but there was some good. Now on Friday, if you remember, I lost 0.4%. I was actually down 2 point something percent. And I made a very good trade. Friday is when I kind of put my head into it. I'm like, you're trading just to trade. Get out of this. Just wait for a setup, be patient, and just stick with it. Stick with the plan. And I tried my best, and I got a result. So I went from being down 2 point something percent to being only down 0.4%. That means I had a trade that was over, because we're going to get to value, over $100 and some win, which brought back my losses. It brought it way back to 0.4%. So that was the good thing. The good thing is I had one trade that I planned out, and it worked. So the following week or next week, I'm going to try and consistently do that plan. But I will stick more to my guns on focusing on the plans I made instead of just trading to trade and trading what the chat is telling me, because it's a lot of information all at once. So that's it, guys. For next week, I'm going to focus on sticking with my plan more and ignoring all the noise, all the excess information that I don't need to focus on. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me out. And until then, I will see you guys next time. One last thing. On my winning trade, I have this nice little bull bell that I ring when I win a trade. A good win. Oh, I rang the shit out of this thing. Now we'll see you. I'm Dylon Da Silva. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked it. Give this video a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all new content every week. You guys have a good one.